student being used as target practice. Yeah, teachers allowed it, tried to cover it up. But there's a recording. So let's get into it. Put it the picture full mass. So there's a school in South Carolina. A mother has now filed a lawsuit against a South Carolina school district and 3 high school employees who allegedly tried to suppress her daughter's complaint of racial discrimination. This is a hell of a story. This incident allegedly happened at Green C. Floyd's High School. Miss Crystal Dozier sued the Horry County School District on behalf of her 17-year-old daughter for racial discrimination, harassment, defamation, and retaliation. There's a basis for the complaint. Principal Nick Harris, Assistant Principal Mary Price, and English teacher Kristen Webster are all named in the suit, and there's good reason. According to the complaint, the discrimination started when Dozier's daughter wanted to join the school's tennis team last summer. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. However, her request to join was never answered by Coach Webster, who served as the team's tennis coach. All of the team's members at the time were white females. Dozier's daughter is a black female. When Dozier, the mother, interceded, Coach Webster then permitted her daughter to join the team. However, Coach Webster, according to the suit, allowed all the other girls to use Dozier's daughter as target practice throughout each day's practice, according to the complaint. On August 25th, 2023, Dozier's daughter approached Coach Webster to complain that she was being racially discriminated against. Coach Webster tabled the discussion for later that day, and then invited the assistant principal, Mary Price, and a student of Indian descent with similar complaints to the meeting. During that meeting, Coach Webster allegedly, quote, got argumentative with Dozier's daughter and then berated her, disregarded her concerns of race discrimination, attempted to stifle her complaints, and verbally assaulted her, end quote. The complaint states Dozier later, this is the mother, later met with Price and Principal Nick Harris after her daughter called her to the school. Both Price and Harris claimed her daughter, Miss Dozier's daughter, had been, quote, aggressive and violent during their earlier meeting. Oh my goodness, no ma'am, Miss Dozier, your daughter was out of line, out of control. She was violent, she was aggressive. There are 3 upstanding adults who can attest to this. Okay, now here's the kicker. Price and Harris also attempted to stifle all complaints of race discrimination and prevent Dozier and her daughter from making any complaints to the district, stating they do not allow any race discrimination complaints and that they do not see race at Green C. Floyd's High School. How in the hell can you not allow complaints about racism and say, I don't see race at the same time? But that's exactly what happened according to the report. There's more. What Price and Harris did not know is that Dozier's daughter was well trained. And Dozier's daughter had recorded the earlier meeting. The meeting she had with Coach Webster and Price, in which Price claimed that Dozier's daughter had been aggressive and violent. When her mother approached the assistant principal about those defamatory statements and acknowledged that there's a recording of what happened, Price immediately admitted her deception and apologized. In September, Ms. Dozier wrote a letter to the Horry County School District and the school board to complain of racial discrimination. After the letter was sent, Dozier's daughter started getting bullied at school, not just by pupils, but by teachers. When she reported the bullying to Price, the assistant principal allowed the bullying to continue according to the suit. Her daughter had to, quote, endure walking down the hallways of the school with teachers saying, quote, shame on her for having made complaints of racial discrimination. A district official later performed an investigation and determined there was bias, but that Coach Webster did not know any better. End quote. That's literally conclusive in the investigation. No conclusions were given in the lawsuit about Price's or Harris's behavior. Dozier withdrew her daughter from the school January 2024. Thank God the suit seeks a jury trial to determine damages and remedial action for the emotional distress of Dozier's daughter. And I hope they get every single penny and all justice that's due to them. To Ms. Dozier, remarkable job standing up for your daughter. To your daughter, remarkable job for listening to your mother. You knew good and damn well if you're going to have a sit-down meeting with these three adults that you need to go ahead and hit that record button on your phone. Good for you. Good for you. Because you got to think about how insane this is. These adults literally conspired against a child in order to protect their ass. These are supposed to be advocates for children. They're trained advocates for children. And they literally tried to conspire against a baby. All right. Mayor Mondale.
Where the RICO charges at? I mean, how many black kids in this school district have been labeled aggressive and violent by these same people? Let's rehash all of those, because what we witnessed right here is they were willing to, one, ruin this child's feeling about tennis as an entire sport, tear her down, allow her to be used as target practice. And we just had a case now in Missouri, a few states away from this state, where a black child now is being criminally targeted for murder if this other child would have died because she was bullied. Mm-hmm. We have to do something about this. We have to stand up. This is absolutely systemic. This is not a bad apple situation.
That's right. And I'm glad they got every single one of them on record. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.